Do you know what? She was going to be happy anyway. You know, Ravi or Jack, she was going to be all right.
I just have so much respect for these actors and the cast and crew.
Hello.
So join.
Yeah, it takes a lot of people to make really good stuff, and people that have done it a long time and know what they're doing.
I mean, what was it like to return to EastEnders for such a phenomenally and well-crafted storyline?
I mean, it's just such an honour, firstly, to be asked to come back and do Pecky, because I felt like, wow, we've been accepted by the dedicated audience. So excited, and I had real nerves this time because, you know, you're dealing with a storyline that's so important to people and touches and relates to people with Phil's psychosis and, you know, talking about mental health on that mainstream level, I think is really important, and it's just an honour, you know. I'm so excited that we're nominated for this episode. There's a real stigma between film and TV and soap, and, you know, this is what I grew up and this is what I love, and I couldn't be prouder.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you get this question all the time, but given the opportunity for another flashback storyline, would you step back into the shoes?
Yes. You know, it's all with timing. It all depends on, you know, there's a great deal of honour and respect when you're dealing with such a character as Peggy Mitchell. You know, obviously it would have to be done right, and, you know, and I would have to sort of step into my own shoes with it. Because there's a lot of stuff we haven't seen. And, you know, I think we owe the fans something. I don't necessarily know what, but yeah, maybe to be continued.
Absolutely. And one question we're asking everyone tonight, across all the soaps or one that you've been watching, what has been your soap moment of the last year?
I think it was the live EastEnders, you know, what they achieved there. And we were shooting it kind of simultaneously, and I just have so much respect for these actors and the cast and crew, because the way they turn around, it's a different world to film, you know. They deliver and they prepare, and, you know, I just got so much respect. So I think it would say the 40th live event, you know, and Lacey's performance, she's phenomenal, you know.
We've had a fantastic year this year. So yeah, we're here to celebrate all the good work that everyone's done, not just the actors, everyone, the writers, the team. There's such a long list, and it always comes down to us because we're the front of house. But I'd like to say, you know, a big respect and a big thank you to everybody that's been involved in EastEnders, because there's a lot of people and they never get mentioned. And when we talk about this, we always talk about stories and this. It takes a lot of people to make really good stuff, and people that have done it a long time and know what they're doing. So I pay my deepest respects, and I'm so proud to have been involved in the Christmas 40th anniversary, because it was just so much expectation, and they did such a good job, and everybody in every department produced, and that's very rare. So yeah, I feel blessed. So it's very good, very lucky.
Of course, and if we do talk about that 40th anniversary, I was overjoyed that the public chose right for once. Denise and Jack, were you pleased with that result?
Yeah, listen, I've worked with Diane nearly all my working career. You know, we're together. We call ourselves old slippers. You know, but we bring that to the part. That's what it is. We love each other, irrespective of everything else. We pay no attention to that. We're just two people that love each other, and we love working with each other, so it's easy. And I'm honoured she's so good. Tamika, Rudolph, Angela, everyone, you know, like the whole family, the kids, Denzel, my kids, you know, they're just brilliant. I'm very lucky.
What would you like to see for the couple next? Quite a harmonious time for a show.
Well, I want them to take us away on a carry-on camping. I want us to go away like to a glamping thing for a weekend with Tamika, like, because they don't like bugs and all that. So with their heels in the grass, we could have a lot of fun, because we're all pretty funny. Like, not funny, stupid is more than I'm stupid, they're funny.
The nights, they were out of the Vic for a little while. What was that sort of like, filming a little bit offset at times?
It was fun and different to be staying in, you know, a different home. It was odd.
Sonia's house, a bit small.
Sonia, yeah, family.
I'm a very tall geezer, so I didn't really fit under the kitchen table.
There we go.
And of course, we know from some recently released spoilers for next week, George is going to help Cindy as she opens up the Albert. Elaine's not too pleased. What is that sort of dynamic, sort of going back to that? I really love when you guys sort of work in that trio. It's sort of amazing. What's that sort of like, what's coming up ahead?
Well,
it's complex. Because it's
like life.
Yeah, like life. It's very complex. And George he's a good geezer. He loves his He loves his exes, which is a problem.
Yeah. I mean, you say a good
Love.
geezer. Not sure.
I mean, he's
Too late. Too late.
loyal.
And one question we're asking everyone on the carpet today: what is one of your soap moments of the year? Can be your own, can be from another soap. No rules.
For me, it was watching Steve McFadden with Keith Allen in the psychiatric unit, because I've always been trying to work out what was wrong with Keith Allen, and I think we all found out in that episode.
I think also the flashback was the most beautiful, extraordinary, revelatory bit of television. It was brilliant.
Harry has had quite the week. There have been car chases, cars flipping. What was it like taking part in that stunt?
Oh, it's incredible. I was just saying over there that when they did the explosion of the car, it was on CO2 canisters. And I was in my dressing room when it happened, and it sounded like a bomb had gone off. I was like, what's going on? But the production was incredible. There was no corners cut. We had drones flying. It was an amazing thing to be part of. It felt like we were making a movie. It was very cinematic. And it was an honour to be able to be given that story and be given such a beautiful production behind it to be able to tell that story.
And we saw, in Thursday's episode, Barney just was ready to sort of let the past be the past, sort of get back on with life. But Harry was a bit more begrudging to it, wasn't all that willing to sort of get over it, but he did for the sake of Barney. What are your thoughts on that? Hello.
Yeah. Harry's not ready to move past it. If you look at what he's been through, he's not ready to move past it as easy as Barney is. I think Barney's the better of us, and we say that a lot. But Harry has, to put it lightly, got a bee in his bonnet with Godders, with his dad, with the whole situation. He's quite a broken boy, and I think it's going to take him a lot to get over this. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. We're going to see. But yeah, the guy's been through a lot, and it's a heavy thing to hold as a person. So yeah.
Now I know our readers, my own household, we love Kim. We love the Kimfluencer.
As she would say.
Of course. I mean, what is coming up for Kim? Is there anything you can tease or anything you'd like to see her sort of delve into this latter half of the year?
Well, there is always the issue that Kim is not married to Harry. So I don't know. Is there something in that, guys? Will he get the courage to propose? I don't know.
Will Kim be dropping hints? She seems like someone to drop hints.
Yeah, from time to time. Do you know what I mean? And maybe drop a plate or two if he doesn't hear it, But there'll be more joy now that Kim's back. There'll be more joy and a little bit of pain. I'm hoping that the audience will, appreciate her pain.
And of course, your TV sister, Denise and Jack, they're back together. What were your thoughts on that audience verdict?
Well, do you know what? She was going to be happy anyway. Ravi or Jack, she was going to be all right. That much I know. But it was quite nice that they got back together because they're such a great couple. And I call them old slippers. They work so well together and just been working with each other for such a long time that to break it up, it would just feel a little bit awkward. So yeah, it's nice to see them back together.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one question we're asking everyone tonight: what has been your soap moment of the last year? Doesn't have to be your own, doesn't even have to be EastEnders, no rules.
Now you're asking. Well, I would say I really enjoyed the 40th, if I'm honest, because it had everyone in it, and it was sad to see Martin go. It really was. And I think, the nation felt it. People took time off work. But I think it was a real time where you saw all the characters coming together, and 40 years in the game as well. Because I remember watching it as a child, and now I'm in it, and to be there, that's a real moment for me.
Now, I mean, you sort of came in with a bang at the beginning of this year. What was it like sort of joining the Brannings?
It's amazing joining the Brannings. I mean, I've got my first ever day on set. I had Scott Maslin playing my dad, which was insane. I mean, he is such a lovely man, and it put me at ease straight away. I was really nervous. I mean, I was straight out of drama school. It was my first ever, big job. But ever since, it's been amazing. And everyone has been so loving, so open. Yeah, I really feel like everyone should take me under their wing.
And Penny and Lauren have had quite the up and down since they returned to Walford. What's it been like working with Jack on this?
It's been amazing. Jacqueline is the best person to have by my side. And I know on screen we have our ups and downs, and Penny has not always been the best cousin to Lauren. But I think deep down, Penny knows that Lauren is there for her. And I don't think Penny's ever had that. So it's been really nice for everyone at home to be seeing, you know, Penny sort of have someone for a change. And, you know, there's stuff to come where me and Lauren become friends again and we have some fun. But ultimately, you know, we're family and you kind of break that bond.
Absolutely. And I mean, Lauren is having quite a difficult time at the moment with the diagnosis of baby Jimmy. And do you think, you know, she needs that support around her, perhaps even more Brannings along the way?
Yeah, I think as well, you know, Jimmy being blind, obviously, you know, Penny isn't blind, but Penny does have a disability. And I think Lauren has sort of not lent on Penny, but has sort of had Penny there to help her and understand, you know, like, life doesn't end just because your child has a disability, and Penny's sort of shown Lauren that there is light at the end of this tunnel, and you know she's going to be fine, and it might not be the same as what she thought it was going to be, but that doesn't matter, and she's still going to raise an amazing kid with a disability.
And one question we've been asking everyone on the carpet this evening is, what has been your favourite soap moment of the last year? Doesn't have to be your own, can be your own.
Favourite soap moment. Hold on, let me think. My favourite soap moment so far has been, to be fair, watching Lauren recently with baby Jimmy. Her performance has been stellar. And so watching Lauren go through the whole thing with Jimmy, that's been my favourite moment.
It's been quite the last 6 months, quite the year for the panel Sarklad. What has it been like filming such different storylines that kind of all merge into one?
Do you know what? We are such fortunate. Like, all of our individual personalities come out with our family, and we're such a unit. And especially for New Year's, for Nish's exit, the 3 years, 4 years of work towards that was such a beautiful thing to finish off such a good.
Yeah, it was a nice finale, a nice wrap up to everything, and you saw, well, myself like getting a little moment as well, and to work with Naveen. I mean, I learned so much from him, you know, on screen and off screen. So just for all of that to just come out, and then to see this one smash it as well, like it's so good to see. And we rely on each other, right?
You know, and it's you know, since then now it's the next chapter in the family, you know. So individuals begin to shine and develop, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So
Absolutely. I mean, you've all had quite hard-hitting storylines. I mean, we're seeing Ivani's play out on screen at the moment. What is it sort of like, sort of taking on such a topical storyline as well?
I think it's interesting. It was hard at times filming, but I think personally, I think it's an important thing to sort of bring to screen. And remind me of the question again. What did you say?
Say again?
So what's it been like taking on such a topical storyline?
Yeah, like I said, it's been difficult at times, but it's been good because overall, I think the sort of response that I've got from it, the
audience reaction.
Right? Yeah,
the audience reaction.
And so many
support.
families. Yeah, sorry, but like so many families see this, right? And it's like acknowledging like what's going on in the world, and that we can prepare for this type of stuff.
And you're smashing it. You're smashing
Yeah,
it.
man.
You know, the audience reactions that I saw online as well that people can relate to, and that's a big thing to do. You know, so kudos to you. You know, you're changing lives there. I really mean that. So well done. So.
Absolutely. And one question we're asking everyone today, what has been your soap moment of the last year? Can be something you've been a part of, can be from a different soap, no rules.
That's super cool. Oh my God.
Do you know what? The 40th anniversary was such a beautiful thing. I've taken it. It's such a beautiful thing, and do you know what? It's the first time as a unit, as an ensemble for EastEnders, we're all together, all working towards one goal of storytelling, and that was such a surreal moment. And my mum was like, "You better be on there," and I was like, "Listen,
Live as well.
I got the glimpse," and you know, so it was a beautiful thing to be part of, I would say.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Phil's mental health storyline. I think Steve McFadden is an amazing actor, and he's smashing it, and like it really resonated with me.
Oh God, they stole all my answers. Like, what can I say? Again, the 40th was just amazing, wasn't it? Like, the live, what a thing to be part of, and seeing McFadden.
Oh, and Nish's exit, sorry.
Oh yeah, cool, but they already know that, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.